evening. MAF quarantine officers have found live fruit fly larvae in Fijian fruit brought to Dunedin. The larvae were in cartons of mangoes and eggplant brought to Dunedin by a retailer. Most of the suspect fruit has been destroyed, and quarantine officers believe the fruit fly scare in this part of the country is over. MAF has a full-time detection program for fruit flies. If they ever become established here, they would do major damage to the fruit and vegetable industries. A small Dunedin company has lost out in its bid to contribute to the Commonwealth Games. 40,000 clay targets are needed for trap shooting events, but game shooting organisers have decided to use targets made in France instead of those made in Dunedin, like Price reports.
4 million targets roll off the production line each year at Gun Target Industries in Dunedin. The company is one of 2 manufacturers in the country and thought it was ideally placed to meet the needs of the Commonwealth Games. But it wasn't to be. Games organisers have gone for La Porte targets, made in France for Winchester, a major sponsor of game shooting events.
Why do you think they've gone for that product as opposed to yours?
Possibly because the distributor is one of the major sponsors of shooting in general, not just clay target shooting. And their pockets are probably a bit deeper than mine as far as sponsorship's concerned.
The Dunedin product's been tested in West Germany and meets the specifications. It's the favoured brand of the country's oldest gun club at Waldronville and the Waitemata Gun Club, which will host game shooting events.
They've chosen to use French targets by buying from the New Zealand distributor, and they haven't been in the market very long, less than a year, which is rather a shame. I would have thought they would have chosen targets from at least a Commonwealth country, if not New Zealand.
Ironically, New Zealand's Games team has been practising with the local product, provided free of charge.
Stan Rodger confirmed today he will be seeking nomination as Labour's candidate in the Dunedin North electorate next election. He hasn't sent in his nomination form quite yet, but he has until at least mid-January to do so. Mr Rodger's the second Dunedin MP to confirm he wants to stand again. St Kilda's Michael Cullen announced his decision over the weekend. What is today one of Dunedin's most treasured attractions just over 20 years ago was nearly pulled down. In spite of misgivings on the part of many of the city fathers of the day, it's gone on to prove itself probably the most popular tourist attraction in the city. You've guessed, it's Olveston. Kathy Graham joined the staff today for a very special occasion.
Told me that's very
when
important
Ingrid Klopfer arrived to join the morning tour, she found sudden fame as the 1 millionth visitor to Dunedin's stately home.
And you are the 1 millionth visitor, 22 years. And I have happened to hold ticket number 1, and your ticket number 1 million.
Oh, well, I have to keep this.
The silver tray commemorates Ingrid's lucky day. Friends and supporters of Olveston consider Ingrid's visit has proved them more than right.
Yes. Did all the owner collect all these pieces?
Yes.
Or did you buy?
No.
Just
all
original.
that you see in the house belong to the family, were collected by the family.
The treasures the house has to offer have turned Olveston into one of the city's leading tourist attractions and given it a reputation around the world. But when Dorothy Thierman gave her home to the people of Dunedin, many of the city fathers could see no use for it. When the Thiermans left it to the city, there was a lot of negative feeling about it, wasn't there?
Yes, quite a strong negative feeling, and that negative feeling went so far as the point where they were virtually ready to move in and reduce the house to rubble.
The house was spared and visitors began to pour in. By the mid-80s, the tourist boom saw nearly 66,000 visitors in 1 year, and the city fathers worrying there were too many. But tourism declined again, and there are now about 40,000 callers a year, about half of them from overseas.
The thing that most people say is how incredible. You just feel as if the family might be in the next room.
And it seems that's exactly how Dorothy would have wanted it to be.
World AIDS Day activities planned for Invercargill on Friday have upset a group of the city's Christians. They feel parading a character called Captain Condom in the city would be in poor taste, and they've persuaded the local council to ban some of the planned activities. John McDermott reports.
The AIDS Foundation activities will centre on Invercargill's Wapna Place, but due to the complaints, they'll be without one central figure. This is what the fuss is all about, the Captain Condom suit that's upset so many people in Invercargill. The foundation will still sell T-shirts and badges, but feels that will be less effective.
Well, we did hope to have Captain Condom there. It is an effective, humorous kind of way to get a message across. Condoms can prevent the spread of the HIV virus, the virus, and it has been an effective way to get a message across, especially to youth, which is the theme for World AIDS Day.
Assembly of God member Sue McClure, who with her husband teaches their children at home, is one of those opposed.
When I first heard about them doing that, I thought to myself, well, really, there's only one person that I want to see as the central focus and the central point of any answer, and that is Jesus Christ. And Captain Condom is, well, I've never met him and I don't know what he would look like, but he's certainly not the answer.
The police advised the City Council it would be obliged to prosecute if anyone complained under the Summary Offences Act.
And so it was felt that in order to avoid any possible confrontation or embarrassment to the people organising it, that we should just ask them to delete that particular item from their programme.
A multimedia exhibition of crafts drawn from around the country has been attracting a lot of interest since it opened in a new Otago Museum gallery at the weekend. It's the first to be put together by the Dunedin branch of the Crafts Council, with about half the exhibits from this region. Cameraman Mark Handler and editor Debbie Cairns added their skills to give us this look at the work. Some magnificent work. I hope you get a chance to have a look at the exhibition. We'll be back tomorrow night. Good night.